Setting boundaries is terrifying. Probably the hardest thing I've ever done, but the most impactful in terms of changing the trajectory of my life and kind of returning back to myself. Because a lot of times you don't realize that um, your boundaries have been compromised. You're just kind of going with the flow. You're easygoing. You're a people pleaser. You don't want to rock the boat. You don't want to upset someone. And I mean, this carries through to everyone, family members, spouses. Um, so for me, um, I learned, I guess, kind of early on in a sense that I had to start handling my boundaries more appropriately because when my husband he had gone away for treatment for
Mhm.
his drinking, and when he came back he had actually said to me, Sherry, you have a problem too. And I was quite offended by that, obviously. But I was like, I'm the glue in this house. What do you mean? But nonetheless, he was referring to my codependency. So when he was in treatment, he was learning about the spouses and their roles and what they play. And so I had gone away for 1 week of my codependent treatment. And that was when I learned the importance of boundaries. But, for me, setting the boundaries was just speaking from fact instead of emotion.
Mm,
Even something as simple as that. And and an example of this would be if my husband was drinking and couldn't make it to hockey, my son's hockey game or something. The old me would have made excuses. And the new me would actually say to my kids, you know what, dad's making poor choices again. We hope he turns it around. We hope he, can show up. But if not, it's okay. Mom's here and mom's going to watch and we can tell dad all about it later. And so something as simple as just sticking to the facts and not
mm.
getting caught up in that emotion because typically my emotion was what was running me before. I would get upset. Oh, what do you mean you're not coming? And we'd fight and all of this stuff. And then I would go out and I would save face and thinking I was protecting the family and our privacy and things. And it just got to a point where I just started holding people accountable. If
Mm,
they said something rude, I would pause and say, what did you mean by that?
mm,
If they weren't showing up in their full capacity, I would just say, well, I guess that's not where you are today, and that's okay. We'll move on. And so it was just really almost detaching from that emotion
yeah.
and just sticking to the facts. And that has been so powerful in so many of my relationships moving forward because I realized how much my emotion was actually running me.